Has an anime inspired you to do something? So what I mean about this topic is, has an anime made you do something that you normally would never do? For instance, let's say you watch a sports anime, and it's centered around baseball. You watch the series, or watch an episode, a couple episodes, and there's something that happens in the series that inspires you to want to do something very similar when it relates to sports. That is what the topic I'm currently discussing. Has an anime inspired you to do something? And has it inspired me to do something? So that is what today's video is going to be about. So, this can range from a variety of different things. It can be like romance, it can be sports. Let's say you watch Welcome to the NHK and you see, you know, our main character having to go through his entire ordeals of the series, and you realize, like, I want to kind of change like him. I want to be more independent. I want to be able to live on my own. That is kind of what I'm really trying to discuss here. Has an anime inspired you to want to change yourself for the better? And this is kind of a topic I see some Chibits actually mention sometimes, and I've seen on Facebook and Twitter, and I've seen it from time to time over the years. Can an anime really make you change yourself for the better? Or sometimes actually can make you change for the worse, depending on what type of anime or how you get your inspiration. But that's for a topic for another day. The main point is, has an anime made you a better person? I guess that's to kind of shorten the title down. In a sense, I think anime has inspired me in a positive standpoint, especially when it comes to some of the things I have seen over the years. One of the best examples I want to mention is Clannad. Now, I'm not going to get into specifics about what has happened, but when I watched Clannad for the first time, when I was like, I think I watched it in 2007, 2008, it was a long time ago when I watched Clannad, and at the same time when I watched Clannad, I watched Spice and Wolf. It was around in that same era when I was watching Spice and Wolf, Shakugan no Shana, Clannad, Vampire Knight, so many different series, and it was when I really got into my big craze for anime. And I remember sitting down and watching Clannad, and it was one of my first romance series I've ever saw. Like, it was one of the main reasons why I love romance so much to this day. But I've never really seen a romance tackle some of the things I saw in Clannad as well as it did in the anime form. Now, I'm not saying Clannad is the best thing I've ever seen when it comes to the way it inspired me to do what it did, but it got the message across when I was very young as a kid. And the message is to be able to cherish the people you love and never take for granted for the people around you. Now, this is going to get into some slight spoilers, so if you haven't really seen Clannad, I'm going to warn you right now. I'm going to be getting into a little bit of spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled, I don't recommend continue on, but this will get my point across. At the ending part of Season 2, I remember there was a scene where our main male character, he was going through some hardships to where he lost his wife. You know, she died, and he had a daughter, and then he had a hard life with his father. Like, throughout the entire series, you saw to how he didn't really like his father, he didn't want to be around his father, and there was just many issues to where he just could not accept his father for who he was. And as time went on, and, you know, what he did to his daughter after, you know, his wife kind of died, and he had a daughter, he started blaming his daughter for his wife's death, and he just didn't want to be around his daughter at all. And he eventually realized he was in the exact same situation as his father that caused him so many issues. So he was repeating the mistakes of his own father. And what really got me with this scene is when I was at a young age, I was actually experiencing things very similar to this situation with the little girl, the daughter of our main character. And I remember through the times of when I was going through that, I related so much to this situation, how you don't want to repeat your father's mistakes, but you try to avoid your parents' mistakes so much, it causes it to where you might repeat those same things. And that is kind of what really inspired me to really cherish my parents, because the main situation here was the main character to realize his father didn't really hate him, didn't want to ignore him. The father truly loved his son, the main character, but he didn't know how to express it, and there was just situations where he couldn't do it right, and it kind of led into how our main character was. And so that scene right there inspired me to cherish my parents a lot more, love my parents, and respect them, and always make sure that I try to hold on to them and never let the little things get to me. And don't try to repeat the mistakes of the past, but also learn to move on. That's one of the things that, you know, anime did for me in the past when I was first getting into it, was Clannad. That scene right there has stuck with me ever since to cherish my parents. So, now that I've shared that, I want to ask you, Chibits, right now, what anime has inspired you to change yourself for the better? Like, has any anime throughout the years you've watched anime, even if you've only watched anime for maybe a couple months to a year, has there been any series you have seen that has changed you for the better? And if not, let me know why. And if it has, also let me know. And if anime has changed you for the worst, let me know as well, because maybe depending on your guys' feedback right there, I might make a video discussion on that. And depending on all of your Chibi's general reaction to this video, I might start making a little bit more topic discussion videos from now on. But it's just, you know, this is a little bit of a test video. It's like a test video just to see, but also just to have something different out of the norm that I normally do. Instead of just reviews or analysis or, you know, different reaction videos, I want to be doing like a discussion that goes throughout everything of anime. For instance, just talking about what has helped you in general. So tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Tell me your thoughts about the video. Let me know your feedback in the comments below, because depending on your reaction will determine if I do more stuff like this. But you all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.